Maybe I should sing Night Court this time.
I got it deleted. Figured it out. Ha ha.
We are live, KJ.
More than one.
No
more than
cursing.
One way to skin a cat here.
No cursing. This is really happening. We are live right now. Allegedly.
Are we?
Yes.
But is it good?
Yes. The Googles, the Facebooks, the YouTubes, they may not love us, but we're here anyway. We're like the guy at the party. You're like, you're not going to kick me out in front of all these people, are you?
Are you? They might. I don't know. But we are live. We have been running into.
They may not love us, but we're here anyway. We're like the guy at the party. You're like, you're not going to kick me out in front of all these people, are you?
But we are live. We have been running into a little bit of technical difficulties the last couple of times we've been trying to do this, but we are back.
We've literally changed nothing on our end. So I don't know if a squirrel is eating through the wires here. You know, all the kids are on Call of Duty right now. I don't know what's happening.
It is not me. So
yeah. All right. So we're just gonna.
Not me.
Please chime in. We are live. Welcome to Gun Talk Live. We're going to try this again. We tried once, and you guys were having problems seeing us, hearing us, so we just thought we'd just do a do-over. So here we are. Today on Gun Talk Live, we're going to talk about guns, running your guns through the dryer, like your clothing dryer, guns and ammo. We're also going to talk about sighting in rifles. Stories of sighting in rifles, challenges with sighting in rifles, all that stuff. I think we all have a lot of stories. It's kind of like I told KJ yesterday. It's like when you go to the boat launch and like stories about people launching boats. Anyone's allowed to do it, and you don't have to have a license to go sight in a rifle or launch a boat, and you don't have to have any training either. Although maybe you should. All right, I'm getting some comments in here.
Better?
I think we're better. Fingers crossed. Working so far from Tony. All right, here we go. Woo! Gonna talk live. All right, let's kick this thing off, baby, because we're behind schedule.
We are behind, and I apologize to all our viewers out there. I'm monitoring the YouTubes. Ryan is over there on Facebooks. We've got a winner's announcement to do, so let's go ahead and get that out of the way. Dr. Benjamin Bennett, you won the AR-500 kit. So congratulations, buddy. Great stuff, gentlemen. Congratulations, Oklahoma. And obviously he is talking about their anti-red flag laws that they passed recently. Hey, well done, Oklahoma. Yes, my home state is hanging in there, but honestly, we shouldn't have that legislation anyway in the first place because we all the Second Amendment stands no matter what.
Getting rid of red flag laws. I like it. So do we have a prize that's up for grabs this week?
We do. We're going to give away some Caldwell hearing protection for your hearing needs. So if you're on the range sighting in or doing your best tactical roles, we've got you covered. Caldwell will get you taken care of. Don't forget, guys, if you are on YouTube and you're watching this and you win, make sure you check the comments right before we go live each Thursday because I will reach out to you. Otherwise, there's not really a good way to reach out to you on YouTube. So this is your only way to find out. So Dr. Benjamin Bennett, if you're listening, you won AR-500, get back with me.
Perfect. All right. So we have some people commenting. I'm monitoring comments on Facebook. If you see me staring at the computer, I'm not checking email or working on, I don't know, my new TikTok video. I'm
sad to say that you know what TikTok is. I still have no clue what that's about.
The kids tell me it is all the rage. But I'm actually watching your comments, and we're going to read them. KJ's watching YouTube. Actually, Facebook, you guys are flooding in right now. It's awesome. James, hello from Kentucky,
Good.
17 miles from Knob Creek Range. Yes. Recently took out my Remington 141 Game Master and 35 Remington. Yeah. I like that.
Ooh. He's probably close to the Knob Creek Distillery, too. Just saying.
I'm just saying.
I mean, he sounds like he's on the Bourbon Trail, actually, is what it is kind of that area.
So
that's pretty cool.
Machine guns first, bourbon second. Don't reverse the order.
Yes. No. But I'm sure there's folks out there that have. But moving on, let's progress this. There's been a lot of announcements of new guns lately, and I think there's one that was really surprising to me. Ryan, you've got a list of them there. Go ahead and run through those real quick.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's been some new products coming out. Remington just brought out a 50 BMG rifle. I think FN has a new 509 pistol. The 509 is kind of a sleeper. I think that people maybe have a hard time understanding it, but we've had it out to the range and shot it, and it really is just a very nice shooting gun. It's a pleasure to shoot. We also have our own big announcement, guntalktv.com. So, kind of talking about the problems we were having with YouTube and Facebook. If you like our video content, go to guntalktv.com. It is absolutely free. You sign up just like a Netflix account, except it doesn't cost you any money, and you can watch all of our content. You can also get an iPhone app or an Android app, so it's a Gun Talk TV app on your phone to watch video stuff there. We'll be starting to add the live videos there as well. That's the plan. And then you can also watch this stuff on Roku. This is kind of like the new Roku channel for us. Apple TV, Android TV,
All right.
all those places. So check out guntalktv.com. We worked really hard on it. We think it's pretty fun. It's pretty good. I'll tell you what, we know how many videos are there. It's over 1,800 videos. So please, people in our office are like, I hope they watch these darn things because they've been working their tails off. A lot of good education stuff and entertainment. So if you haven't been there yet, check out Gun Talk TV. You can do it Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire, Android TV. Go to the App Store, download Gun Talk TV. Go to, I guess it's Google Play for your Android phone and download it that way. So that's one of our new things.
We're getting some good questions in. Texas Hawk might be my favorite person on the stream right now because he says anybody with that cool of hair has to keep up with the kids these days. So
that's right. I'm just trying to keep up.
Talking about you keeping up with TikTok. But he also asked, can you tell us anything about the Gun Talk anniversary gun?
Oh, all I can say.
I know not yet.
He
says they're 10 millimeter ?
All I can say is that there is something in the works. It's pretty cool. And I can't say more than that right now. We were starting to get all excited, and Tom was teasing it a little bit. And then we were like, we want to make sure everything's squared away before we get you guys all riled up. So, yeah, it's going to be one. Start saving your pennies, saving your stimulus checks, because this one is going to be out sooner rather than later, and you're going to want to have an option on it.
Hey, Ryan.
Yeah.
This week's Gun Talk Live is brought to you by...
Ooh, I can actually answer that question. It's brought to you by Colt, still making history, and Springfield Armory, which their tagline used to be First Name in Firearms, but I don't know if that's their tagline anymore because there's Springfield Armory that you guys know, XDMs, Saint Rifles, and then there's a Springfield Armory over in Massachusetts where, they used to make muskets and stuff, which is still there, and it's a museum, and you can go there. It's pretty cool. Also, Ruger. Why do hunters and shooters love the Ruger American rifle? Well, right-handed versions, left-handed versions, all-weather options, Magnum, Compact, Predator, Ranch, scope packages. There's a Ruger American for everyone. Lightweight with an adjustable trigger. Ruger American rifles pack in the features, and it doesn't break the bank. They shoot really nice, actually. Mm-hmm. See for yourself at a local retailer or at Ruger.com. Also, Sig Sauer. You may have heard of them. They make guns. When the U.S. military elite units and law enforcement agencies around the globe looked for really cool guns to get the bad guys, well, guess what? The P320 is the sidearm of choice for a lot of military. No surprise, more and more civilian gun owners are refusing to settle for anything less. They're choosing Sig Sauer firearms, ammunition, electro-optics, suppressors, air guns, training. Sig Sauer, never settle. So we had to get that in there. It's got to pay the bills. This thing doesn't happen just, out of, I don't know, like money and trees and that kind of thing. So James over on Facebook is commenting, Lots of bourbon made around here. Jim Beam is the closest. All right. I could get down with that. We could hang out.
I know the area now. I know the area.
Yeah. Tony says 1,800 videos on Gun Talk TV. Time to binge watch. Yes. You could cast it to your TV. There's just technology is amazing. I don't know much about it, but I've heard it's amazing. Should we talk about running your gun and your ammo through your dryer just to dry it off, heat it up a little bit?
Yes.
All right.
So there I was. This morning I caught the radio show so I listened to it throughout the week, which is great across all our podcast listening stations. And I was listening to it and I was like, wait a second, what was that? And I actually backed the show up because I had to listen to this twice. But this guy has quite the interesting problem, which brings up a lot of questions. So you guys go ahead and give it a listen.
Hey, Mark, what happened?
Well, it's going to be crazy, but I had a 44 Special Charter Arms that got stuck in a dryer.
The whole gun?
Yeah, loaded.
Gee willikers. Okay. Well,
I'm not so worried about the rounds. I just pulled those out, but it got pretty hot. And the way it happened was I'd taken everything off. I had it in a neoprene sleeve and dropped it on the side of the bed. And somebody came along and pulled everything off and threw everything with a load that needed to be dried in the dryer. So.
Well, I mean, several lessons here. Obviously, be in better control of your gun. It does It doesn't need to be laying around loaded where somebody can pick it up. Okay, you got to have a place for it. I mean, when you take it off, it goes into the place, and it comes out of place. Well, let's talk about a gun that got hot. The dryer is probably not hot enough to hurt the gun. Okay, but I want to talk. And you already said you're okay with the ammo. You're going to get rid of that. But I want to talk about two things that could happen to ammo. Just for people to understand this. Did it go through the washing machine or just the dryer?
Nope, just the dryer. It just got pulled off accidentally because I had changed into another suit. I got 3 different charters, and I carry them in different clothes. And that's the reason why.
Sure. With ammo, several things. For those who are thinking, well, gee, if it went through the washer, it's probably okay. The problem is you don't know about ammo. And I'm talking about ammo specifically. You don't know if it got wet. You could end up with a squib load. But there's something weird also that can happen with ammo if it gets vibrated a lot. The powder granules, they're set up to burn at a particular rate, and that has a lot to do with the surface area. If they get vibrated and the granules of powder break up, it changes the surface area. They're smaller. You're going to have a faster burn rate. You could actually conceivably have excess pressures because you have broken up the granules of smokeless powder in there. In your case, I mean, you're smart enough to know, just pitch that ammo, don't use that. But I don't think there's a problem. I think your revolver is going to be fine. I don't think there's an issue there.
That's the only thing I was worried about was the cylinder. It got pretty hot, dude. She handed it back to me, and she said, I said, oh, no, come on. She goes, yep. I said, okay, fine. But I immediately got rid of the silver tips, but I just sat there and I thought, you know what? I better take this over to the armorer. And if you don't know, I'm law enforcement. I sat there and I thought, no, I'm not going to admit to that.
Yeah. Well, of course, if you sit there, Jim makes a good point. If you sat there and just shot the devil out of it time after time after time, it's going to get mighty hot there too. So I wouldn't worry about the temper in the gun itself. And I think you've done okay. You got rid of the ammo. But it is one of those wake-up calls. And we've all done it. We wear them all the time. And you think, you know, I need a better system. And I appreciate the call, sir. It gives me a chance to talk about some safety things there. Safety, safety, safety.
So how does that happen? So there's so many questions. First of all, why did he have a loaded gun just sitting on the bed, and then somebody came in the room and scooped up a bunch of clothes and put them in the dryer or whatever? Guys, please, let's get the safety part out of the way first. Don't leave loaded guns laying around your house. I mean, even if you have no kids there, somebody else was there, obviously. Maybe it was his wife or some girlfriend or whatever. You know, she didn't even know she was carrying a loaded gun to the dryer. I mean, what's up with that?
I mean, well, and then Kakashi off of YouTube is here to learn about guns and being a new gun owner. And this is a perfect example if you look at it right here. What could have happened? I mean, thank goodness nothing happened. Thank goodness everybody is okay. But if they grab a handful and you grip that, the laundry, there's nothing to say that that finger couldn't go into the trigger guard and pull that trigger.
Yeah.
I mean, it's shocking that, and this happens a lot. This is how accidents happen. It's, he probably came home from a long day and just said, I'm going to just throw this down on the bed. I'm done with it. But you need to have, and Tom talks about this a lot on the radio show, is having that routine, having that, okay, this is what I do every single time this gun comes off of me. This is my routine. I draw once, draw twice, get my draws in. Every opportunity is a good opportunity to draw. Put it into your safe, and that's it. The gun's off of you. And I think building those routines is important. And it's just shocking.
Yeah, you have to have a routine because it helps you avoid those types of mistakes. But it's just a safety concern. If the gun is not on your person, it's locked up. That's it. Done.
Yeah.
Okay. But let's talk about running your gun through the dryer.
There's the other part of this story. Yeah, aside from the safety thing, well, how long do you think it took him to go, man, did I leave like a shoe in there, or what's clanging and banging around in my dryer?
No kidding. You'd think you'd hear it. So yeah, the gun going through the dryer, like Tom said on there, I mean, the heat's probably not going to hurt the gun. It may get banged up in the dryer, but I thought there was an interesting point on the ammo. Ammo can be certainly affected by temperature, and really high heat or humid air is not good for ammo, certainly long term. Hard to say if one run through the dryer for an hour is going to mess it up with the temperature, but I don't know if you guys caught what he was saying about the vibration. And this is a weird thing, but it can happen in certain instances, is if ammo gets vibrated enough, the little pieces of gunpowder, which it could be, sometimes gunpowder is cylindrical, and it could be different shapes, but that's one of the shapes. So just for instance, if you have a certain number of little cylinders of gunpowder and they break in half, and that breaks in half, and that breaks in half, now you've got more surface area on every piece. And so it actually can increase the burn rate, increase the pressures, and it can be unsafe to shoot. It's possible it makes it through there without anything happening, but probably for the cost of a few dollars of ammo, probably best to pitch it. Don't you think?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. If you do anything that's, you dunk your gun on accident or anything like that, that's the first thing I'll end up doing is I'll get rid of that ammo immediately. I don't want to test it out. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. We've got a lot of comments coming in. Bill Flynn, did he say he was in law enforcement? I believe he did.
Yeah.
Which goes back to a good point, and Texas Hawk brings this up, is he talks about, he'd like to roast the guy, but truthfully, and thank goodness Texas Hawk is truthful, because I've done dumb things too, and it's just a learning mistake. If you are around firearms long enough, you tend to get complacent and you'll do something dumb. Don't think, the moment you think you are above making a mistake, is when it's going to happen.
Yeah, you got to watch yourself. And I think this is not, you cannot generalize this for all law enforcement, but not all law enforcement are gun guys or gun gals. That's maybe not their interest or their knowledge. They don't do it every day. I mean, they carry a gun every day, but it's not really their passion, perhaps. So it's just a tool. Right. It's a tool of the trade. It's a wrench. It's handcuffs. It's it's my boots. It's all this stuff. But yeah, you cannot get complacent with it. I just thought it was interesting. So, all right, don't put your gun in a dryer, perhaps. Maybe, especially not a loaded gun. I don't know. I think that's
definitely don't put it in don't put it in the clothes dryer. I mean, I think that's. And David says, nice little joke in there. Is he says, does that count as a deep cleaning?
Right. Yeah, you're done. You just got an extra polish on that gun. Yeah. So last couple days, we've been out on the range filming for Guns and Gear. We've shot new stuff from Smith & Wesson, new stuff from Glock, new stuff from Thompson Center, new stuff from Springfield Armory,
Black Hills.
new stuff from Black Hills Ammo.
Ooh.
I mean, new stuff from Crimson Trace, new scopes. Ooh, lots of stuff.
I'm gonna tell you that Black Hills ammo that we shot, it's the MK262 Mod 1C ammo. Of course, the name can't be any more difficult than that, but holy crap, it's good. Oh, that stuff. If you want to store it's already stored for long-term storage. Like it's packaged for long-term storage, and it was accurate. It's really cool. I'm not going to talk about it anymore because it's going to come out in Guns and Gear. You guys are going to learn more about it there.
Yeah.
But I might sweet talk Mr. Jeff Hoffman into maybe that'd be a really cool giveaway, don't you think?
I think that our people would like a 420 rounds of 77 grain 5.56. That's super accurate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we may have to work on that one. So sighting in rifles. So we were sighting in mounting scopes, sighting in rifles, several things going on this week. I kind of want to hear your stories of sighting in rifles. Funny stories, lessons, tips, all that stuff. Here's a couple that come to mind.
Yes.
And there's just so many tools out there, and we work with a bunch of them. I mean, Caldwell, Wheeler, those guys, they make actually tools to help you mount the scopes, do it correctly, all that stuff. Obviously, making sure all your rings and your bases are very tight on there, very solid. There's zero wiggle on this. Making sure your reticle is perfectly level on the scope.
Yeah.
Because what happens if you're like this, right, and you're adjusting up down, that's cool. But what if your scope is not exactly perfectly level? Now you're adjusting up down, and you're not really going up down. You're going like sort of at this weird angle thing. So that's one thing that helps.
I have a really, really funny story about sighting in, and it happened to me this season, and I know better. So you know the one-shot sight in, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you're very good at that. Like you think about it, and if I'm thinking about this correctly, go ahead and explain it.
All right,
and then I'll tell you the story.
It's a two shots to sight in your gun, okay? Assuming that it's on paper and you've got it kind of close. You shoot, you aim at the bullseye, you shoot. Okay, now your shot is 2 inches high and 2 inches left. Now what you want to do, you want the gun to shoot where you're aiming, which is kind of the same as aiming where the gun shoots. So all you have to do is move the bullseye. You kind of have to have two people to do this. If you hold the gun on the bullseye and you move the crosshairs to the hole that you just made, now you should be sighted in. Second shot to confirm. I hope I didn't say that in reverse.
Right. Right. Well, I go out and I have this big Iowa deer hunt this year, muzzleloaders, and we go to verify guns. I had shot the gun a couple times on the range, called it good, but I wanted to verify. Go out and I shoot, and it's off. It's rattled around. I don't know what has happened. I just drove the gun. I mean, I just drove it from point A to point B, but you always should verify before you go hunt, before you go shooting. And I explained this thing. I'm like, hey, this is how the two-shot sight in. It'll be really easy to fix. I was on paper, so I start moving the optic. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna hold, and you move the the bullseye when I can. Mind you, I am not using I'm using shooting sticks. Not really something that's very steady. I spent an hour and a half at the range trying to get that gun close, and I had zero confidence in that gun. After that range session, that almost ruined that hunt for me because I didn't have any confidence.
That's such a big thing too. Is obviously you want the gun sighted in so that you hit what you're aiming at, but you need to have that confidence that where I put it is where it's going to hit. Because if you don't, now you're going, where should I hold? Should I hold a little left, a little right, a little up, a little down? You can't be thinking about all that stuff if you're trying to be precise with a rifle.
Right, and that's one of the things. It was a muzzleloader. So not only was I having, and if you have shot sighted in muzzleloaders, you know the frustration of it, because if you don't get it within those first couple shots, then you're gonna have a long day ahead of you, because you got to clean it. You need to make sure everything's kind of consistent. So I've got a whole routine that I usually follow on sighting in muzzleloaders, because it's way different.
Yeah.
It's not like shooting a rifle where you can kind of, if it takes you 10 shots, you're still going to be okay. If you're taking 10 shots to sight in a muzzleloader, that's probably one of the most frustrating things for me on the range.
So Rick has a story. Rick says, make sure you tighten the scope down. That's a good tip. He couldn't stay on target, and he turned his rifle to the side to look at the turret, and the scope fell off the rifle. Yeah, that could be a problem.
Now I have gotten them hand tight, and through shooting like a 300 Win Mag or 7 Remington Mag is what I was shooting. I had the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
I had the same thing happen. I thought hand tight is good, but after a couple shots, it starts to back out. It starts to loosen up.
Oh, yeah.
You find out real quick that
It's got to be solid. Also, just to save yourself some ammo, start close. I mean, and sometimes even closer than 25 yards. You may need to start at 10 or 15 yards to just, where is it on paper when you're first starting out? Helpful to bore sight beforehand. It'll save you a little bit of time.
Yeah.
And then you move back to 25. Okay, where are we at? Now you can go out to 100. And there are people who have systems in place that work really well. I got to tell you a funny story that we saw one time at the range. There was 3 guys sighting in one rifle. Okay, and the one guy.
What could go wrong?
Yeah, they have it locked into this vise, and the one guy would shoot, and then he's looking through the scope, and he go, no, it's a little high. And then the other 2 guys would pick up the vise and move it, and then he'd go, yeah, okay, now it's on. We're like, what are they doing? And finally went over there and said, you guys need any help or anything? I had a buddy who was like, dude, you should have been there when my dad and I were sighting in this gun. It could have been on like a reality show, like Duck Dynasty comedy sketch. It was so ridiculous. Most of us don't sight in guns a lot.
Oh, how often? Now, how often do you? Now, here's a good point. How often do you go in and you sight in a gun and you never shoot it again? You never go back out to reconfirm. I mean, I think I'm guilty of that. I know. And yesterday, we shot my arrow gun, and it was dead on, but we both shot it, and it was an inch off.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a little, but if you're shooting longer range, that's going to be a lot.
It can happen. It's riding around. It's getting in and out of the truck. It's whatever. I'm certainly guilty of it. I have guns that I go, it's sighted in, but I wouldn't be comfortable taking a gun that's been sitting there for a year or 2 and then just go hunting. I mean, I gotta shoot a few rounds to confirm that it's sighted in.
Yeah, and just overall gaining confidence. And we preach all the time, go get training. But rifles, we don't do all that much training on it. And that's one of the things that I want to get better at this year, is actually shooting a rifle more. I used to shoot rifles. That's all I did. And I've kind of laxed on that. So
wait a minute.
Just get out there and shoot more, guys.
Wait. Arlie says, I love sighting in firearms. Well, Arlie, have we got a job for you? Come on down to Louisiana.
Yes.
We'll let you sight in guns all day. It's just so fun.
Yeah.
It's like saying I like washing
what's
cars.
funny? Yeah. Well, we were, one of the easier guns that we were dealing with yesterday was the new St. Victor.
Mm-hmm.
And, we get that going, and we were outfitted with the Crimson Trace 1x8. And it was actually really easy to sight in, because, what we sighted in with some Wheeler rings.
Right.
And it's got a little level on it that that it's level. You don't have to go up against a straight edge like a doorway or anything like that to verify that it's level. So I think a lot of like sighting in has to do with how you start out with the tools that you're using. And thank goodness they've got companies like Wheeler and, Crimson Trace that, makes a little line on their optic
Yeah.
that tells you when it's level.
Yeah. So yeah, guys, be sure to comment. You are entered to win. Tell them again, KJ, what's up for grabs?
Hey, we're going to give, selfishly, I am silently rooting for Kakashi to win this week's because it is a Caldwell Ear Pro. So you're going to get some Caldwell electronic hearing muffs, which are really cool and comfortable. So comfortable.
So Steven says, trying to find the Gun Talk TV app in the Apple App Store. Just look up Gun Talk. It should come up with, you'll see our logo. It just says Gun Talk, and then it's kind of a description of all of our videos. So if you guys missed it before, we were saying we have a new Gun Talk app that has all of our videos, 1,800 different videos up there for Androids, for iPhones. But if you go to guntalktv.com, there's a website associated with it as well. And you can log in. There's one login. You can use all the different apps, Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire, Android TV, and you can watch all that stuff there. Yeah, KJ's got the app on his phone. That's what I'm talking about.
There you go.
All right, Steven found it. Good job.
All you got to do is do that.
All right, guys. So, yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in to Gun Talk Live, and we will see you guys next week.
Thanks for watching Gun Talk Live. For more great gun content, subscribe to our YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter pages. You can always watch the Gun Talk channels on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon. And of course, you can always find us at guntalk.com. Thanks for watching.